people dying from heat, it's a failure of the way that we live. It's not a failure of the health system, it's a failure of the way that we live.
And he says we're going to have to look at changing how we live. This is from the BC Coroner Service death review of the devastating heat dome. The total who died in that one event, 619 people.
Most lacked access to cooler buildings or air-conditioned spaces. Many were older adults who had chronic health conditions. Many had communicated that they were feeling unwell and were having difficulty managing in the hot conditions that we faced.
They didn't just communicate they were unwell, many called 911. Paramedics got to half of those who then died within 10 minutes of their call, but for many, it was 30 minutes or more, and for some, devastating. 17 people waited on hold, the review found, for extended periods. 6 died after being told there were no ambulances available.
We all kind of know who they are because we live next door to them. But how many of us, hand on heart, actually took the time to go and knock on someone's door and ask them if they were okay? How many of us actually realized that there was an actual significant heat event actually going on? You know, most of our thoughts are about sort of getting to the beach and enjoying the sun.
He says there was a general lack of understanding of the severity of the heat and a lag in response from agencies needed in the emergencies, but they're not naming names.
We're talking about local agencies at the local authority level. We're talking about sort of, the ones that everyone wants to talk about, BC Ambulance and their response. We're talking about emergency rooms.
The province announced Monday plans are now in place to bolster those in emergencies. Recommendations for an alert system and mapping where vulnerable people are in the community in progress or complete. A rebate by next year for people to add or bolster to their cooling systems. No details on that yet.
This is clearly a priority for government, and we will be working on them as expeditiously as possible, obviously taking into account the proposed timeline in the coroner's report.
What is going to take time is preparing where we live, changing building codes for more extreme heat events. Coming out of the review, going into another summer, the coroner saying we are in a better place than we were last year.
Are we where we need to be? No. Can we get better? Absolutely. Have we now got a roadmap to get us to where we need to get to? Yes, we have. Are we going to do all the things that those recommendations say? I do not know.
Liza Yuzda, City News.